In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Well, we are gradually approaching to the auspicious moments of Ramadan. And I hope that with the blessing of Muhammad, the Prophet, and his descendants, particularly Imam Mahdi, may God hasten his advent. Allah Almighty would look upon us, look upon every believers, every poor people, so that in this very auspicious month, everyone will be blessed. The auspicious month of Ramadan is a month of two things. As Prophet Muhammad has already stated, he, in that very specific quotation, the factors that Prophet Muhammad has talked about and encouraged every one of us to act upon is to be prepared to enjoy the blessings of month of Ramadan. And Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali alayhi salam, told Prophet that what are the superior things that we can do in this month of Ramadan. Prophet did not mention what he had already mentioned. He said something else. The word wara here. Well, in this very blessing month is self-making. To whatever extent we are consider ourselves as good, we can be better than what we are now. We can elevate the level of our piety. In this very auspicious month of Ramadan, we can elevate the level of our piety. And the second thing is, what is obligatory to every one of us is advertising Islam and advertising Prophet Muhammad's lifestyle, the path he was striking for, the advertisement for Holy Quran as well. These are the two major things that we have to put in our consideration in this very auspicious month. Wherever we are, whoever we are, old believers, young, elders, we have to put an effort to channel our efforts regarding this issue. One is advertising what is obligatory. In this supplication of Sabah, which is considered as recommended supplications, this is considered to be as one of the superior supplications I have ever heard. One of its statement is, I personally recommend young people to read Sabah supplication, and if you read, try to just focus on the concept of the supplication, and if you're not aware of the meaning, I will recommend you to ask and search upon the meaning of every statement. And if you do not read the supplication, try to make a determination to read it every day so that you can memorize it. One of the great factors of being successful is reading the supplications. There is a great statement stated in the Sabah supplication. Human being addresses his speech to Allah and says,
عند محاربة النفس والشيطان فقد وكلني خذلانك إلى حيث
O Allah Almighty,
خدای عز وجل خدایا اگر
if you leave me alone,
مرا خذلان کنی خذلان یعنی واگذار به خودم بکن
one might commit sins. He might be advised, he might be talked out of it, but he ignores. So he must be left alone on his own, and he is wasting his this world and hereafter. And that is what is meant by khazlan in this supplication.
اینو بهش میگن خذلان مقابل نصرت نصرت اینه یاریش کنه خذلان اینه که واگذار به خودش کن خدایا اگر و این خذلنی
If you do not help me and leave me on my own,
یاری تو خدایا اگه مرا رها کنه یاری نکن
Allah is great and compassionate. As we say in tashahhud in our prayings, we constantly repeat his great status. He says, "Oh dear Allah, if you leave me on my own and you deprive me from your help, then who would help me?"
خدایا این خذلانت مرا دست کی میسپاره واگذار به کی میکنه فقط وکلنی خذلانک الی و ان خذلنی نصرک
To fight against our desires and Satan. If you leave me on my own, and considering how treacherous Satan is, I would be devastated.
تو روایت داره پیغمبر خدا صلی الله علیه و آله فرمودن ابلیس یه دونه شیطونم با من گذاشت لکنه سلم علی میدونه کاری ازش نمیشه هیچی نمیگه با همه
It has been stated in many traditions that
کرده
there are many Satans around us trying to deviate us from the right path.
قلب 25 تا شیطان هست تو دو طرف لب انسان شدقین دوتاش ملک هست شیاطین این اطراف
There are plenty of traditions regarding this.
نذارن دو طرف
All kinds of angels, all kinds of Satans all around us.
ملائکه لیل هست ملائکه نهار هست شیاطین هم همینجور
He says, "Oh Allah, if you leave me on my own, considering that
اگر خدایا مرا
dangerous
رها
Satan,
کنی با نفس و شیطان
one on the peak of a mountain might slip,
لبه کوه لبه
he might have pain,
قله کوه
the road might be slippery. If you just leave him alone,
داره
he would be devastated, for sure.
میزه
He would fall down
رهاش کن
and he would
چی میشه خب معلومه
turn into pieces.
پرت میشه توی دره تیکه تیکه میشه فقط وکلنی خذلانک خدایا این رها کردن تو مرا میسپره وکلنی خذلانک الی حیث نصب الحرمان
Here, by the word nasab, it means the
نصب
most painful punishments. Month of Ramadan will pass.
و محروم میشه
Some might have elevated their levels, some might have been deprived from the blessings.
هی درجه درجه بالا رفتن
Allah is great, Allah is generous, Allah is helpful, but we, ourselves, we have to make an effort.
خوبه دستگیری میکنه اما انسانم باید یه خورده و ان لیس للانسان الا ما سعی سعی کنه
In this very supplication and some others,
شیطان در این دعای شریف صباح و بعضی دعا
they have been regarded as the Allah's instruments and tools for testing us.
خدای عز و
If we control our desires, we can be prosperous.
نفس اماره به سوء تو داخلش هست
Because the desires are much more dangerous than the enemies that accuse us or kill us. Desires torture us every moment.
یعنی نفس اماره از دشمنی که شکنجه میده انسان رو بدتر از دشمنی که زنده زنده آتیش میزنه انسان رو بدتر
The desires would
چند صباحی چند سال دنیاش
destroy our hereafter.
این نفس نه دنیا میذاره نه آخرت
And Satan
آخرت چند میلیون برابر دنیاست
destroys us from outside, and desires destroys us from the inside.
از بیرون نفس از داخل خدای عز و جل چون الله بر خدا خوبه در مقابل
Allah Almighty has assigned prophets and imams, infallibles,
انبیا و رسل را قرار
to help
داده
us.
و اوصیایشون
and
و
from inside, wisdom is going to help us. This is Allah blessed us
از
with.
داخل عقل را قرار داد ان لله حجتین تو روایات هم داره آقایون
Wisdom invites us to accept infallibles and imams and prophets,
دعوت به انبیا میکنه پذیرفتن از انبیا تنمیه عقل میکنن لیثیروا لهم
and prophets talk to us through logic, the logic that Allah has assigned.
قرار داده اونها را
And on the other part, desires and Satan are fighting against us. So this is going to be a great opportunity to control this desire and the Satan, to stop the desires from hurting us. This is a perfect opportunity, month of Ramadan. Self-making, standing against desires and Satan.
خودسازی با محاسبه نفس، خودسازی با این ادعیه وارده در ماه مبارک رمضان.
We can make ourselves through just contemplating over the advices, reading the supplications, so that we can curb the desires and Satan.
تا کم کنه فشار نفس اماره و
Otherwise,
و الا کسانی
greater people
من و شما بالاتر رفتن در خوبی
have already been destroyed by the desires and the Satan.
چجور اینا رو به اسفل
Ali ibn Habib Zabatali, who he was a scholar.
علی ابن ابی
He was a great figure.
کی بود که از علما بود وکیل
Ziyad Qandi, his friend as well. Who was he? He was considered to be as a companion.
علی ابن ابی حمزه بطائنی کی بود که از علما
Muhammad ibn Abi Umayr as well. They were in the same time.
در مقابلش
They lived in the same time.
تو همون زمان در زمان همون
It has been stated that Ali ibn Abi Hamza,
علی ابن ابی حمزه تو روایات داره تو تاریخ داره سبب شد
he saved many figures of Bani Umayyads
در عمق بنی
by referring to Imam Sadiq, and Imam Sadiq saved them all from the depth of misery.
و امام صادق نجاتش داده و خودش چی شد علی ابن ابی حمزه از اصحاب حضرت صادق از اصحاب حضرت کاظم
Who devastated this guy, this figure? Desires and the Satan.
همین نفس اماره از داخل و شیطان
Human being in this supplication states that do not leave me on my own regarding the
من رها نکن با نفس و شیطان
Satan and desires, but we ourselves have to make an effort.
خدایا دستمو بگیر اما سعی خود انسانم میخواد
Consider the example of Ibn Abi Umayr.
همون زمان اون ابن ابی
1,000 years passed.
میدونه تا امروز بیش از 1200 سال میگذره از ابن ابی عمیر
He is totally blessed
روزی چند میلیون
through
حسنه
supplications people sent upon him.
حسنه از ترحمی که برش میشه از نماز و روزه و اعتکاف و حج و عبادات و ادعیه‌ای که به واسطه ابن ابی عمیر از معصومین علیه السلام رسیده و میلیون ها میخونن گیر اون ثواب میاد
Ali ibn Abi Hamza Batayani,
عکس
on the contrary, he, after Imam Kazim saved some money,
بعد از حضرت کاظم علیه السلام
he said that if he would confess the Imam Riza's imamah, he should give up all his money he has already saved.
اینا رو تسلیم حضرت کنه مثلا یه خورده پول نوشتن 30
So he made up a sect.
یه دونه مذهب درست کرد خودش و دو سه تای دیگه که یکیشون هم آمپرس زیاد قندی
He said I was with Imam Riza in Marv,
میگه خدمت حضرت رضا علیه السلام در مرو بودن
and he was told by Imam Riza that today in Kufa, Ali ibn Abi Hamza Batani
امروز
died.
کوفه علی
and he is now buried in the grave.
مضمون روایت
Nakir and Munkar
الان
came,
گذاشتنش تو
asked him questions.
و قبر را بستن نکیر و منکر اومدن ازش
He answered all the questions regarding the Prophet, regarding the first Imam.
پیغمبرت کیه گفت امام اول کیه گفت ثم الحسن ثم الحسن ثم علي بن الحسن ثم محمد بن علي ثم جعفر بن محمد ثم موسى بن جعفر
He, after naming Imam Musa ibn Jafar, he asked, "Who is your Imam?"
منکر بهش گفت بعد موسى بن جعفر صلوات الله عليه کیه امام تو
Talajlaja
فتلج
is regarding to someone who knows something but he cannot talk about it.
هست میدونه
Due to fear, due to being speechless,
حالا در اثر خوف در اثر هیبت در اثر ترس
Nakira, with a harsh statement, said, "Who is your Imam after Imam Musa ibn Jafar?" He couldn't say the name.
ثم من بگو کی بعد موسی بن جعفر اذا قلنا
This tradition has been stated by Imam Reza to Bashar, one of his companions.
می‌فرماید برای بشار که از اصحابشونه بشام نقل کرده تو کتاب
We take shelter and refuge to Allah Almighty.
نعوذ
Imam Reza stated in the tradition,
تو روایت داره حضرت رضا فرمودن فضرباه نعوذ بالله بمقمعة من نار امتلأ قبره نارا إلى يوم
it's now more than 1,200 years passed from his
علي بن أبي
death,
هنوز داره
but he's still shivering in his grave. Why? Because of his desires. The question is, can a scholar be easily and simply deceived by the desires? The answer is yes.
عالم مگه نفس اماره نداره عالم مگه شیطان موکل بهش نیست
Nagma means the tool of sadness.
اسم آلت یعنی وسیله قمع تو قرآن کریم راجع به اهل جهنم نعوذ بالله داره مقامع من حدید مقامع جمع مقمع اسم آلت یعنی
Desires are considered as tools that would devastate us.
قمع در عربی یعنی نابود
Such tools that might bring us physical pains or spiritual pains.
نابود نمیشه یه وقت با یه پتکی میدنن تو سرش خون میاد نابود نمیشه یه وقت یه وسیله
One might be hit by an instrument and he would
یه
be
جای بدنش
smashed into pieces.
نابود میشه اینو قمع میگن این را میگن مقمع در عربی این
Desires are considered as
یعنی
great annihilating powers.
نابودی بسیار شدید حضرت رضا فرمودن یه دونه از اینا بهش زدن این یه آتیشی گرفت که این آتیش تا قیامت
Dear scholars,
آقایون اهل علم علما
no disrespect to you,
تمام معذرت از گفتنش
desires and Satan
اون نفس
would
علی
deceive us
حمزه
if we do not be careful.
شیطان علی
Ibn Abi Umair
درمون هست
didn't control himself. The question is why?
ابن ابی عمیر همون زمان بود نشد اینجور
What saved Ibn Abi Umair and what Ali ibn Hamza into misery?
چی علی ابن ابی حمزه را گرفتار
Since it has been
مقمع
stated in
من
tradition, I have to mention something here.
اونجا چون مکرر توی روایاتی اومده عرض کنم بعضی ها دیدم در بعضی کتب یه چیزی نوشتن
The
به
tradition
نظرم
related to
اصحاب
Batani,
تو همین روایت ابن علی ابن ابی حمزه بطائنی داره به حضرت رضا علیه السلام فرمودن به مقمعت من نار آتیش که پتک نمیشه
fire is something
آتیشه
abstract.
آتیش حجم
This is
نداره
not
کثافت
coming to mass.
بعضی اومدن تعویل کردن این را در بعضی کتب دید
Some have interpreted the power of desires as Satan as a very powerful annihilating tool for humanity.
زن گفته شده مقمع من نار اگر خودش حدیده چرا؟ چون اینا خیال کردن به احترامی لهم که خدا مثل ما میمونه ما میتونیم بشر میتونه آتیش را کثافت بشه بده خود آتیش تنها بدون مواد دیگه ای که مثل آهن بشه
Allah
نمیتونه
is great and has great powers. He can do whatever He intends to.
مطلقه داره
How? We do not know. And we're not supposed to
چجوری ما
be aware of whatever He does.
بلانیست همه چیز خدا را ما بلد باشیم هرچی خدا ارادش تعلق گرفته انبیا و اوصیا فرمودن اونو بلدیم یه روایاتی دیگه داره یه جاهای دیگه نقصه علی
Holy Quran has stated
مقمعة من حدید
surahs and verses about this.
قرآن هم فرموده ولهم مقامع من حدید این داره اونجا علمی نداره اما اینجا حضرت فرمودن مقمع من نار یعنی خود آتیش را خدای عز و جل با قدرت مطلقش یعنی معنی حقیقش اینه که مقمع از نار باشه نه از حدیدی که به آتیش گداخته شده میشه مجاز مقمع حدید رو بگن من نار میشه مجاز خلاف ظاهره همینجور که تو قرآن داره مقام من حدید حضرت رضا علیه السلام میتونستن
It has been repeatedly stated in the hadith books
ببینید روایت
that desires of Satan are like burning fires.
یعنی آتیش به قدرت کامله الهی این معنی حقش اینه یه جوری میشه که مثل آهن و فولاد کثافت پیدا میکنه خود آتیش
Can we make a permanent fire forever? No. But Allah can. The desire of Ali ibn Abi Hamza and the Satan who deceived him can deceive everyone. When do we have to reject and stand against them? Month of Ramadan is a great time to do so. Muhammad ibn Abi Umair, he was living at the time of Ali ibn Abi Hamza. Yunus ibn Abdul Rahman, you might heard of him. He was friend with Ali ibn Abi Hamza and Ziyad Aqanti, but he used to be the Imam Riza's preacher. He has been offered 10,000 dinars to forget about Imam Riza. It means more than 30 kilograms of gold.
دینار یعنی بیش از 30 کیلو طلا.
Gold used to be really valuable at that time.
اون زمان بردش بیش از امروز بود. یه دینار حضرت رسول صلی الله علیه و آله تو مکاسب خوندن به عروه بارقی داد.
He was given 1 dinar to buy a ship to be slaughtered.
بخره برای
He
حضرت
bought the
بکنه.
ship, he sold the
یه
ship
گوسفند خرید به 1 دینار.
with 2 dinars.
گوسفند رو فروخت یه جایی تو راه اومد.
So he brought back a ship and a dinar for the imam.
گوسفند دیگه خرید. گوسفند رو با 1 دینار آورد برای
He
پیغمبر.
was offered
استثنایی بود.
10,000 dinars, but he rejected. They asked him why. He said, because infallibles said so.
گفتن چرا؟ گفت چون معصومین فرمودن اگر بدعتی
People used to deny the imamate of Imam Reza.
یعنی انکار امامت حضرت رضا و حضرت جواد و حضرت حافظ و حضرت عسکری و مولانا بقیت الله عجل الله فرجه و صلوات الله علیهم اجمعین.
This is very surprising, this Ali ibn Abi Hamza in the time of Imam Kazim.
از عجایب اینه این علی ابن ابی حمزه
He has stated a tradition which has been written in books.
علیه السلام خودش روایت نقل کرده که تو کتابات تا حالا هست اسماء 12 امام که هشتمش هم حضرت رضا.
He didn't live much after Imam
پول یه خورده
رضا.
رسد. یه چند سباحی چقدر مگه بعد حضرت
He
رضا
passed away in the time of Imam Reza.
کاظم منتهی
Ibn Abi Umayr
ابن ابی حمزه زمان حضرت رضا
was arrested by Aaron, Harun.
این ابن ابی امیر رو هارون گرفت حبسش کرد. نوشتن هارون
He was
سندی ابن شاهک
hit
محضر خود هارون
120 times, and he, as some people have mentioned, he was put in prison for 17 years.
حبس یکی از شکنجه هاش بود.
A place that camels are kept.
که بعضی نوشتن اینجایی که شترها رو نگه
To
می‌دارن.
keep the camels inside, since there were no doors that time,
نرن بیرون
2 pieces of wood
نبوده.
used to block their ways.
یه چوبی 2 تا چوب اینجوری می‌گذاشتن جلو و اونجا یه دیواری بوده یه جا در یعنی باز بوده که وارد می‌شدن و بیرون می‌رفتن شترها.
These 2 pieces of wood
وقتی چوبی می‌گذاشتن که اون چوب مانع
used to
شترها پاشن برن بیرون.
keep the camels inside, and by those woods,
چوبیه که شتر
considering how hard they were, Ibn Abi Umayr, he was bitten 120 times.
این ابن ابی امیر رو 120 تا زدن. بی اجلش
Why?
نرسید. چرا؟ بهش میگفتن بیا
Because he has been asked to reveal the names of the special companions of Imam Reza, but he refused. He was tortured, his
شکنجه ها رو
capitals have been usurped and
اموالش از بین
confiscated, but he did not reveal the names.
این یکی اونم یکی در یه زمان هم بود. با همم
It's a pity.
هر دو از اصحاب حضرت کاظم علیه السلام و السلام هست. آیون حی
Satan fights, but Allah assigned our wisdom to stand against this Satan. Desire
قرار داده که جلوش
stop us, but wisdom helps us to stand against the desires.
اماره است که شیطون رو دعوت
As traditions
روایت داره.
codes,
بعضی آقایان حضرت فرمودن اغلق بابک فإن الشیطان لا یفتح بابا.
if you close the door, Satan would not
در رو ببند
come in.
اگه در بسته باشه شیطان
And wisdom
یعنی که بازه خودش میده
can be a great
تو نفس اغلق بابک
barrier.
شیطان لا یفتح بابک کلید
May God
نداره.
bless the deceased.
کلیدش نفس انسان
My dear father
رحمت کنه
repeatedly stated
پدر ما وقتی
something which could be really useful for every one of us.
همه است البته برای ما اهل علم علما وعاظ بیشتره چون به نتیجه کم و بیش اهل علم وعاظ علما یک رهبریتی دارن یه عده‌ای بهشون معتقدن حالا 100 تا یا 100,000 یا میلیون ها یا هر چی برخوردش کردارش گفتارش
If we are good,
نه فقط مال
the blessings of being good
خوبی دیگران هم
can be bestowed upon us.
نکرده خوب نباشه علی ابن ابی حمیده بطانی چرا الی یوم القیامه چون یه عده رو تو جهنم انداخت
And for the blessings of Imam Jawad Waqifiyya has been annihilated.
به برکت حضرت جواد صلوات الله علیه واقفیه جمع شد
And the most difficult
شاید سخت‌ترین
sect was
مذهب
Waqifiyya,
داخلش یه
which used to stand against schism.
یه مش مذاهب بود به نتیجه اصحاب ائمه علما بودن یک عده علمای سوء بودن یک عده علمای خوب بودن مذاهب متعدد فتحیه ناووسیه کیسانیه مزلق لغزشگاه برای علما نعوذ بالله سخت تره اما از اون طرف هم علمی که دارن
Scholar cannot be simply fooled, but common people are easily deceived.
کمتر کلا سرش میره آدمای عادی زودتر کلا سرش میره عالم کمتر ممکنه قاصر باشه مردم عادی قاصر خیلی ممکنه درشون
In this very supplication of Sabah
باشه حجت تمام نشده باشه
regarding Prophet Muhammad,
تو همین دعای صباح داره راجع به پیغمبر خدا صلی الله علیه و آله و ثابت
Zahalif is a plural now for Zuhluf,
حالیفها
which means
حالیف
a path downward, twisted,
یعنی
and a slippery.
که
This is what is meant by Zuhluf.
سوریه پیچ و با پیچم هست لیزم هست اینو میگن زحلوف و ثابت القدم علی
And this slippery way
فی الزمن
is quite common for scholars.
ها مال علما بیشتر از دیگرانه مال اهل علم بیشتر دیگرانه مال وعاظ بیشتر دیگرانه عنیف
It's really hard to be Ibn Abi Umair. It requires great effort and determination.
شدنم سخته اون تحملا رو میخواد
What would have we done if we were Ibn Abi Umair?
چیکار میکرد
It's a pity.
چیکار میکرد
This month of Ramadan is a great opportunity to purify our souls.
این ماه مبارک مناسبت خیلی خوب
It is stated in the tradition that the one who regrets much
کسایی که خیلی حسرت میخوره یا روز قیامت
is the one
که موعظه
that his students and his audience have acted better than himself.
بهتر از خودش به این
They are saved by his speech, but he himself
تو آخرت میبینه
cannot be
اینا
saved.
به وسیله خودش نجات یافتن اما بالاتر دارن حضرت ندارن
Everything is optional. Nothing is obligatory, but we have to make an effort.
اختیاره. همش به اختیار
Our manners, we have to consider that.
خود همت بیشتر بکنی
Our,
هم خودم کردارم گفتار
my dear father said,
خدا رحمت کنه همه گذشته ها رو پدر ما هم فرمودن
whatever you want to do, whatever you want to say, just contemplate over it for a moment,
یا یه گفتاری میخواید
to see that what you are going to say, what you're going to do,
ببینید
would hurt anyone that you might have to answer back in the resurrection day.
گو هستید
If it does not hurt anyone, do it.
اگه جواب
say
گو
it.
هستید مطمئنی
But if you cannot, if you're not sure that this would
اما اگه
not
جواب
harm
گو
anyone,
نیستید یا شک دارید که جواب گو هستید
avoid doing that. Avoid saying that.
نکن اون کارو اون گفتار رو نگو
I have repeatedly used this strategy in my life.
خود من در
One might get angry. We have to curb our anger.
انسان یه وقت عصبانی میشه سعی کنه
A
از
sexual desire might dominate us. We have to control it.
یه وقت غریزه جنسی ثوره میکنه
Poverty might put a heavy pressure on us.
جا در نره یه وقت
Miseries
فشار میاره
might also as well. Enemies as well.
یه وقت ناخوشی فشار میاره نعوذ بالله یه وقت دشمن فشار میاره
But the most major reasons are the desires and the Satan, and the month of Ramadan is a great opportunity to stand against these two, especially for every one of us.
مبارک
Search upon the tradition books, Holy Quran,
خصوصا برای ماها اهل علم
whatever the infallible imams have stated.
قرآن کریم تفاسیر قرآن فرمایشات معصومین نقل کردارهای معصومین
They were so. It requires
فعالیت
effort.
ها کافی
Quran
کامل.
stated,
باید سعی کنیم.
only
سعی
through effort you can be purified.
سعی. دو تا ادات حاصل فرمود و ان لیس للانسان الا ما سعی.
So,
قل ما
praying
یعفو بكم ربي
and patience. It's a pity that month of Ramadan pass and you would not get the blessing out of it.
حیف ماه مبارک.
Try to think about it from now on.
و کجایی در چه موقعیتی هستی این از حالا تو فکرش باشی به خاطر
If someone has
لحظه آدم
wronged
نفسش
you,
رو
if someone has accused you, if someone lied to you, just contemplate over what is good and what is bad.
یکی تهمتتون یکی دروغ
What is better?
یه لحظه فکر کنید چی خوب
These issues would elevate us.
چی خوب تره
These issues would pave the way for us to be purified and prosperous.
همینا مقدمات وجود میشه برای که انسان ورع
Do not be ignorant.
ورعش
It's
بیشتر
everyone's duty. It's an obligatory precaution, an act.
وظیفه همه است این واجب عینیه دیگه واجب کفایی نیست این تبلیغ نیست که اگر منفی الکفایه باشه از کسای دیگه ساقط وجود نه این تحصیل ورع تحصیل عدالت
We have to pave the way so that we would not commit any sin,
انسان
so that it would not ignore any obligatory acts.
ترتیب بده که به نتیجه گناه نکنه به نتیجه واجب و ترک نکنه اون روایت آیون دیدن
You might have heard that this tradition that a scholar passed away,
مرد در قبرش در سابقه اومدن گفتن
he had to be punished with fire for once. He said, I cannot bear that.
نه کمش کردن تا
He said, why you want to punish
اونم
me?
طاقت ندارم گفتن نمیشه
They said, you have done two terrible things. You intentionally ignored saying your morning prayer one day,
دن ترک کرد
so he was punished once for that ignorance? Allah's system is not something haphazard. Allah is the most compassionate and most merciful. But He would punish severely.
أرحم الراحمين أما وأشد المعاقبين.
One can be Ibn Ami Umayr or one can be Ziyad Qandi.
که میشه اگه اهل علم ابن ابی عمر
One can be Yunus ibn Abdul Rahman.
زیاد قندی بشه، میشه یونس ابن عبد الرحمن بشه.
The one who simply forgot about more than 30 kilograms of gold.
طلا 30 کیلو طلا دست برداشت، بیش از 30 کیلو. میشه هم علی ابن ابی حمزه.
We have to make an effort.
حالا کلن همت کنیم به دیگران بگیم، چون تبلیغ هم واجبه، واجب کفایه، منفی الکفایه نیست منفی الکفایه، به دلیل این همه مفاسد در
Unfortunately, it's quite common in Islamic countries regarding all these tradition books, scholars, advices and advertisements. They're not all to be blamed.
اینا همشون مقصر نیستن، توشون قاصر هم هست.
Some scholars might be ignorant.
حتی بعض علما ممکنه قاصر باشن.
One of the scholars
اونایی که
came to me last year
میتونستن
after
نرسوندن. یکی از علما پارسال پیش من اومد، بعد از 75 سال اعلان هدایتشو کرد.
he told me,
75 سالگی.
why did I reach the reality and truth after 75 years? Why I couldn't reach to the reality when I was young? Who is to be blamed? It means that he himself was ignorant.
این معلومه که قاصر بوده. اگه مقصر بود بعد 75 سال اعلان هدایت نمی‌کرد. اعلان هدایت هم کرد، همه چیز دنیایی رو ازش گرفت.
I talked to some of the Abu Zur's story to him. I told him that he died out of starvation for being loyal to Ali ibn Abi Talib, and you have to be tolerant as well. He said everything was taken from me. Why did he reach the reality after 75 years? Because he was ignorant. Who is to be blamed? Surely there are some people to be blamed. I hope that you are not. We have to advertise Amir al-Mu'mineen. It's a perfect and holy month. It's a great opportunity. Long ago, we were not free to advertise for Amir al-Mu'mineen. We did not have enough equipments, but today we have enough facilities to do so. Shias, non-Shias, young, old, women, men, university students, scholars, workers, clerics, businessmen, poor people. The technology we have is something that we have to advertise Amir al-Mu'mineen. Through this device, our smartphones, a satellite, we can advertise
از این وسیله
Imam
که
Ali,
به دنیا
satellites,
مؤمنین را امروز معرفی کرد.
not all access
یه
to it,
مسئله
but
این
the
فضائیات
smartphones we have,
بهش میگن این ماهواره ها.
we can use
کسی
it
اسم اون نداره.
to advertise
وسیله‌ای که تو
Imam Ali
دستشون
alayhi
هست.
salam.
اکثر مردم در دستشونه.
Long ago,
این میشه استفاده کرد.
a non-Muslim came to me from a foreign country talking about, asking some questions about Ali ibn Abi Talib. I answered some of his questions. I talked to him for a while.
من یه چند تا نمونه براش گفتم، یه قدری صحبت کردم. یکی از آقایون وعاظ محترمه قوم هم حضور
A translator and interpreter translated what I told him.
هم حرفای منو برای اون ترجمه می‌کرد، حرفای اونو برای یه دونه دانشمند.
I told him I would bring up some of the examples of how how great Imam Ali was, but you can search upon it. Even infidels have written books about the greatness of Imam Ali. He was not only a figure, he had a great status. He used to be Prophet's soul. Ali alayhi salam ruled for 5 years.
رئیس یک حکومتی بودن که اون روز بزرگترین حکومت رو کره
I talked about him, about this narration.
ده ها از کشورهای اسلامی امروز و بعضی از کشورهایی که فعلا جزو کشورهای اسلامی نیست امروز تحت حکومت امیرالمومنین.
Middle East was ruled by Imam Ali. Depth of Africa, Europe, they were all ruled by Ali alayhi salam. Considering the plenty of enemies he had, the Jamal War, Nahravan War, Safin as well, see who waged those wars. But we cannot find any political punishment through the history of Imam Ali alayhi salam. We cannot find any political prisoner in his government. No political refugee. But he had many enemies. Many fought against Amir al-Mu'mineen, but he did not put anyone in prison for political issues. But no one escaped from the fear of Imam Ali. If we do not send in refugees to other countries, this is because of Imam Ali. 2 years later, 1,400 years pass after the Imam Ali's martyrdom. Considering how many enemies Imam Ali had, he didn't have any refugee. This is considered to be as Imam Ali's blessing, but enemies considered it as a bad thing. They said that Imam Ali could not be a great leader because he was good-tempered. They said that a leader should be bad-tempered. Imam Ali did not sell any piece of land to anyone. Did not sell any piece of land to anyone. The land that does not have any owner,
مالک زمین، زمینی که مالک نداره، زمینی که صحراست، غیر حال انفال قل الانفال لله و للرسول که سیف البحار اونا یک صدم یک هزارم زمین. نه.
the owner of land who does not have any owner is either Allah or the one who can expand it by farming or expanding it.
کارگاه درست کنه. اون مالک زمین سه تا نیستن در منطق پیغمبر اسلام، در اسلام محمد ابن عبدالله.
Governors cannot be the owners of the lands.
مالک زمین یکیش حکومت نی. به همون گفتم حکومت های شما به چه مناسبت زمین رو میفروشن؟
No one can usurp a piece of land so that others cannot use it from. No one died from starvation in the time of Imam Ali's government. Considering the greatness of Imam Ali's territory, considering the transportation, no one must be died from starvation. No one died from starvation because business was free by Imam Ali. He told Malik al-Shtar not to do anything, not to interfere with people's business. Just be careful that no one harm any other. And I asked the translator, can you find any government today like Ali's government? Why we should not learn from his government and his system? I'm addressing my speech to non-Islamic countries, those who claim to have freedom and perfect economy. Learn from Imam Ali alayhi salam. We have to let whole world in this month of Ramadan. We cannot say that all have to be blamed, but we ourselves must try so that we cannot be blamed later. And this month of Ramadan is a great chance. You, dear scholars, everyone must advertise Imam Ali alayhi salam. Imam Ali alayhi salam is now more oppressed than his time in the past. السلام عليك يا أول مظلوم تو زيارة أمير المؤمنين صلوات الله هنوز مظلومان أمير المؤمنين و بیشتر اون روز نمیشد. Today we can defend Imam Ali. In the past we couldn't. In the time of Bani Umayyad, in the time of Bani Abbas, it was difficult to defend the path of Imam Ali. What Imam Ali says is exactly what Quran says. Imam Ali is the true example of authenticity and right. Imam Ali is equal with all the authentic religious rulings. His
يعني أحكام الدين علي بن أبي طالب يعني عقائد علي بن أبي طالب يعني
This should be advertised, and that this can be done. The cell phones we have, the smartphones we have to advertise Imam Ali through our technological devices. Wherever you are responsible to advertise Imam Ali as much as you are able to.
مسئولیت تبلیغ علی ابن ابی طالب داره قدی که ازتون میگم قدی که میشه چطور شده پیرمرد عالم 75 ساله وقتی که بهش میرسه باور میکنه قرآن فرموده است البلاغ المبین بلاغ یعنی برسه
You should not just say that Islam is the most authentic religion. You have to prepare him. You have to use your skills so that he would be truly aware of the perfectness of Islam. Imam Ali built his government in a way that he did not push anyone to do any obligatory act. Zakat is something obligatory. Imam Ali used to send someone to collect the zakat. He told him not to force anyone to pay his zakat. Don't you think that this Islam is beautiful? You cannot find this example anywhere. Consider the fact that if you do not pay your tax in Western countries, you would be severely punished.
همینقدر گفت ندارم ازش قبول میکنم حالا من کشورهای اسلامی نمیگم یعنی ابن ابی طالب ماست که گفت مساعیش قبول کن دیدید یه جایی پیغمبر صلی الله علیه و آله خودشون احکام رو آوردن واجبات و محرمات
You cannot find any example that Ali alayhi salam would force anyone to pay the zakat.
یکی رو اجبار کرده باشن که بیا زکات بده اجبار کرده باشن نماز بخون اجبار کرده باشن خمس بده
Have you ever seen any Jewish forcing anyone to pay the zakat?
دیدید یه مرجع تقلید یکی سی الزامی میگه واجب خمس بدید اگر این شرایط باشه واجب زکات بدید اگر این شرایط تشویق میکنه تبلیغ میکنه مینویسه چاپ میکنه
The scholars are now taking the path made by Ali alayhi salam. This is beautiful. And I told that foreigner that you would not find any example like that. They have to be told. Why he has not been aware of these statements? Because he has not been told. You, dear young boys and girls, can let Western people, Western countries know about the virtues of Imam Ali. Unfortunately, in some Islamic countries, the word La ilaha illallah has been misused and black flags. The ISIS members are now defaming the true image of Islam. What is our responsibility?
یه واجب عینیه الان اصلش کفایه اما مقدار کفایه
Show people
از ماه مبارک
what has been written in our tradition books. This is an obligatory act we have to act upon.
دن حقایق
We can start it from the month of Ramadan.
همینا یواش یواش دنیا را عوض می‌کنه.
Both self-making and advertisement.
برکت اهل بیت به برکت آقا حضرت بقیت الله عجل الله تعالی
May God
این توفیقات را به همگی به من
give us the chance
بقیه مؤمنین و مؤمنات
to do so by the blessing of Prophet Muhammad.
بیش از پیش مرحمت بفرما صلی الله علی محمد و آله
May God bless Muhammad and his pure descendants.